Welcome back everyone to this lecture where we're going to challenge you and your new skills on the join concepts. It's just going to be two quick problems, but one of them is going to try to have you do something that we didn't exactly see in the lectures. So let's start with the first challenge, which is the easier of the two. So let's imagine that a California sales tax law has changed, and we need to alert our customers to this through email. So the question is, what are the emails of the customers who live in California? Okay, here are the expected results. So you should be able to view 9 customers that live in California, and these are the emails. You may not get them in this exact order depending on how you actually solve this problem. Coming up are some hints. So, as you probably saw from the previous picture, you're going to need to take a look at the district column. For whatever reason, the actual database labels the California state as a district. So take a look at the district column. That's what you're going to be using, and you're going to need to use the address and customer tables. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the solution. So here's the solution, and in fact, I'm going to code this out in pgadmin just so we can work through the logic a little bit. Let's head over to pgadmin. Okay, here I am in pgadmin. What I'm going to do is first explore the two tables we're working with. So I know I have the customer table. I'll take a look at it. And what I need to do is figure out what am I going to join the customer information on to the address table. And you should notice right away that the customers have an address ID, and they don't really have any other information on their address. And if we take a look at the address table, so let's select everything from address, we have this unique address ID that then has all the information on that address. And specifically what we're looking for is information about this particular district. So that's the California district that later we're going to be filtering on. So since we're going to be doing an inner join, because I essentially just want where the tables match up of a customer living in California, what I can do is say select everything from address, inner join with customer on address dot address ID is equal to that customer's address ID. So if I just run this, I should get back a whole bunch of columns. So notice now I essentially have this kind of mega table, so to speak, returned, where it's just all the address information for that particular customer because I'm joining it by the address ID. So now I get to see the address, address 2, district, and so on. And if I keep scrolling all the way over, now I get to see the customer information, their first name, last name, email, and so on. And notice here, address ID is repeated. It shows up twice, and that's because there was 2 address ID columns, one from the address table and then one from the customer table. So in theory, I can actually begin filtering off the results of this. So now I can say where district is equal to California. And if I run this, notice now I get back all those same columns, but now it's only for the districts to have California. And if I expand on this a little bit and scroll down, you should see there's essentially only 9 results. And recall, really the information I was interested in was the email. So I can say district email columns from this result, and I get back these results here. Now, a really common student question is, what if I wanted to say from customer inner join on address? That's totally okay too, since we're really doing an inner join and we're interested where I have entries for both the customer and the address. It's not really helpful if I don't have a customer that exists there because I'm not going to be able to have an email for them. So you could technically switch out address and customer here. So I just want to show you that. So let's say I say select from customer, inner join on address. Notice here the order doesn't matter because this is an inner join. So if I run this exact same thing, I get back the exact same results. So for an inner join, this table order doesn't matter. This join column order doesn't really matter either because it's the same inner join. It's that center of that Venn diagram where they're actually connecting. And you didn't have to do this in as many steps. Hopefully you're able to just kind of do this in a few steps without having to select all the columns from the table. All right, so that's the logic for building out this first challenge. Now let's go ahead and go back to the second challenge, which is a bit harder. All right, your second challenge is the following situation. A customer walks into the store and they're a huge fan of this actor, Nick Wahlberg, and they want to know which movies has Nick Wahlberg been in. So your task is to basically get a list of all the movies Nick Wahlberg has been in. So let's take a look at the expected results. Here are the expected results. There should be 25 movies. You can get them in any order you want, but really what I want you to do here is just stop the video right here and don't move on to the hints and solution. Instead, really push yourself to see if you're able to return the results as shown here. Not just the titles, but also the first name and last name linked to the title to confirm Nick Wahlberg is in this movie. And the reason I really want you to push yourself here is because you're going to have to do something that we didn't exactly show in the lecture, but you should be able to look up online through a Stack Overflow search, a quick Google search, or even the PostgreSQL documentation. And this is really where you get to expand your skill set and become good at looking up information online instead of just becoming a master of memorizing everything. In fact, it's a much more valuable skill to be able to look things up for new situations because you're going to always be encountering new situations. So I really encourage you to just pause the video and try your hardest to see if you can duplicate or replicate this expected result table and get back to 25 movies that Nick Wahlberg has been in. Okay, so I hope you gave it your best shot. If you're still a little stuck, what we're going to do is give you some hints. So here are the hints. You're actually going to need to do 2 joins in a row to do this in a single query. If you actually already got the results, but you did it throughout multiple queries, that's okay too, but I would highly encourage you to try to do this as a single SQL query call. And in order to do that, you actually need to do 2 joins in a row. And I highly encourage you to search the online documentation or a simple Google search to see how this is done. Or if you want, you can also search the Q&A forums. This question has been answered before of how to do multiple joins in a row. The tables you should be using are the actor table, the film table, and the film actor table. Okay, so again, this is something we didn't exactly show in the lecture because we want you to be able to feel comfortable pushing yourself beyond your limits of what you already know and discover new information online by yourself. Okay, so those are the hints. And finally, let's go over the solution. So this is what the solution should look like as an example. And we're essentially going to select title, first name, last name, and we're going to be doing 2 joins. So let's go ahead and jump to pgadmin so we can walk through a little bit of the logic of what's happening here. Okay, here I am in pgadmin again. Let's go ahead and explore the 3 tables we're going to be working with, and that is the film table. And if I run this, note that the film table has the title information that I'm looking for, and it also has this film ID. Unfortunately, the film table itself has no direct information about what actors are in that film. And if I take a look at the actor table and run that, this has the information of the first name and last name. I can actually see Nick Wahlberg has the actor ID of 2, so he shows up second in that list, and it has the actor ID. What I need to do is figure out the go-between or connection between the film table and the actor table, which this database actually has for us in the form of the film_actor table. This film actor table directly connects the actor ID to the film ID. So what I need to do are 2 sets of joins, essentially film to film actor ID, and then film actor ID joined to film results to the actor. And then I can do any filtering I want based off the first name and last name. Let's go ahead and check this out. There's lots of different ways you could do this depending on the ordering you think of, but let's start off by connecting the actor to the film actor table. So let's say select everything from actor, inner join with this film actor table on actor.actor ID is equal to film actor dot actor ID. So if I just run this and see the results here, now I have the information of my actors, first name and last name and their actor ID. And if I scroll down, I now have this film ID, which is exactly what I need to join this now with the film table. So this is where I need to do yet another inner join, which hopefully you're able to figure out through a little bit of Google searching. And if not, that's okay. That's what this lecture is for. So then we're going to inner join these results with film on, and this is where we have to think, what are we actually joining here? Well, I'm looking for the join between the film actor's result for film ID with the film ID. So I'm going to say film actor dot film ID equal to film dot film ID. Run this, and now I get back even more results with the actor ID, first name, last update, actor ID, film ID, and then the title. So what am I actually interested in here? I'm interested in the title and the first name and last name. So let's just select those columns. Title, first name, last name. Run that. So now I see the titles and then the actors that are in that title. Perfect. So what's next? I just need to filter out where the first name is equal to Nick and the last name is equal to Wahlberg. So what we're going to do here is say where first name equal to Nick and last name equal to Wahlberg. And make sure you take note of the capitalization. So we run this, and now I get to see the titles that are associated with the actor Nick Wahlberg. If I scroll down, I should see those 25 titles. Okay, so that's the logic here. You're going to take your first results from actor, join on the film actor on the actor ID, then join those results with film based off the film ID. And technically, you could have switched these orders around since we're essentially looking at the interconnection or these inner joins, so the orders don't really matter. Okay. That's it for your challenges. Hopefully you were able to really push yourself on this second challenge problem. I'll see you at the next lecture.